All right, we're back, and this is still Crossfire with Apani Shoma. We have Honorable Babajimi Benson in the studio, and we've been talking about politics in Nigeria. Now, let's quickly take, a very, very strong position on the show. Now, I would have expected, that Ikorodu being one of, I was reading a report, written by you, or probably an interview you granted, and you were trying to just give us a background about Lagos State. And you were saying something like, okay, Ikorodu was created, Lagos State was created or formed in the year 1967, and it was first called Ibile. And that the first high in the Ibile, it actually stands for Ikorodu. And these are things that actually I saw as a build-up before the elections and during the elections, which formed your passion. You have a passion for Ikorodu. You believe so much in Ikorodu that you just want to go the extra mile to ensure that you give your best, you give yourself back, to your people and all of that. Now, I would have expected that, okay, maybe you would have probably want to become like, a governor, so that you can concentrate on general development for the state, and that would include Ikorodu, as it were. But I think you just decided to start, from a very low level before you now eventually aspire to become so big. Why the House of Representatives?
Like I said, I'm a lawyer, and my natural habitat is the Parliament. I love the Parliament, and I believe that it is a very, very strong arm of government that can help shape and influence the future of Nigeria.
Now, your passion for Ikorodu, I really want to know what is informing this very significant. Because anytime you hear Ikorodu, I just see a spark of light coming around all over you, and that gives me the impression that you are not only just talking about it, you are going the extra mile to begin to do things, as it works. Now, what exactly, when you often talked about reshaping Ikorodu, how do you mean, reshaping Ikorodu?
Yes, thank you very much. Lagos State was created in 1967, like you rightly said. It was a fusion of 5 divisions. It was tagged Ibile. The first I signifies Ikorodu, and which means that Ikorodu must always come first in the scheme of things in Lagos. So if you look at where Ikorodu is today, I call it the last frontier. Because it's the only landmass that isn't a concrete jungle yet. So there's still space for enormous development. Yes. If you go to Imota, go to Ijede, go to Igbogo, there's still space.
Yes.
And if you look at the last election, Ikorodu came fourth, which is a significant leap from where we used to be. So it's growing, it's thriving. And I believe that in the next 4 years, there's going to be a census in 2016. So I believe that pretty soon it's going to be one of the most densely populated cities in Lagos.
I live in Ikorodu, fortunately. And I know, I see oftentimes over the weekend a lot of influx of people, coming into Ikorodu. And then information have it that most of these people coming in there are not coming to rent apartments. They probably have built a place, of their own, and they're just planning to get, fully relocated in there. Now, let's quickly focus on this, your project. So many things that we have seen, we have witnessed you distributing a lot of, learning aids materials, to schools in Ikorodu. I remember there was a time a lot of benches were supplied to school in Ikorodu and all of that. And over the weekend there was another very outstanding, unfortunately I was present there, a very outstanding, laudable project, that happened somewhere in Ikorodu, area. I'm just wondering what the Icare, the Icare Foundation aim to achieve. This was very, very loud during your campaign. You kept on saying it, and people who were canvassing for you kept on, every time where you see people talking about JB, as you're fondly called, they just mention this Icare Foundation. And some of the elements they keep saying is that It is grassroots. We are coming back to the community. It's not going to be, you know, an opportunity to stay up there and the people can't reach you. This is time to actually come to grassroots and meet the people in the very community where they belong. And we witnessed something really very similar. We're going to be seeing a video very soon where we saw a couple of things, you know, happening in a very, very distance place right there inside Ikorodu and all of that. Now, before we see the video, let's talk about the Icare Foundation. What is Icare Foundation?
Icare, the I represents the 6 divisions within Ikorodu division. Okay. There's I for Ikorodu, there's Ikorodu North, there's Ikorodu West, and there's Ikorodu Central. That's the I. Okay. There's Ijede, which has an I as well. There's Igbobo, which has an I, and there's Imota. Fantastic. So Icare stands for
all the
it shows yeah, that's right. It shows that we care. It's a movement it has over 25,000 volunteers. Wow. So we intend to impact the lives of the constituents in Ikorodu. I recall a saying by Obama that everybody is waiting for change and the time for change. But what they don't realize is that we are the change that we seek, and the time for change is now. So that is what we try to emphasize. We try to show people that the community belongs to everyone, and everybody must roll up their sleeves to ensure that things move and things grow within that community. The job of government is also to assist, but we also have to put in our self-effort and self-help before government comes in as well. Government can't do it all. In the midst of dwindling reserve, dwindling oil revenues, if we don't roll up our sleeves and show initiatives, we might be left behind. So there's a Yoruba saying that says, "Editoba shepa the That means if you don't do this, your mom won't lift you up." So that is what the initiative is about, is to impact lives of constituents.
All right, before we go on, we'll likely just see a clip of what happened over the weekend. This is far back inside Okeagbo, somewhere in Ikorodu, you know, constituency. Let's see this project and then we'll talk about it after this video.
Babajimi Benson. I represent the good people of Ikorodu at the National Assembly. Today, we call it a self-help project. It's a back-to-school initiative. We've come here to ensure that the school are in a very habitable state before students resume on Monday. We're helping to rescrete the floor. We have some carpenters amongst us in my group. We have plumbers. So we've donated our time and service to this community today. And we're leading from the front because we know that the government revenue is dwindling, the oil prices is falling, and there's a lot of pains everywhere. But government can't do it all. So we as responsible leaders have come together to say, you know what, let's give back to the community. Let's initiate this project. And as a way the government can see us and please assist us further in making this school become a pride as well. If this school was created in 1942, so it's a very old school, so it still needs some injection or some assistance from the state. But we know that the state has myriads of problems, but it's a way of also drawing the attention of the state to it that there's further development that can be done here.
All right, your community effort that is channeled towards development of education in the Ikorodu constituency specifically, how much of involvement of the community do you intend to get? I mean, in all the projects that you intend to embark upon?
Yeah, thank you very much. This school, as you see, it serves about 4 villages. All the community leaders are here. The CDA chairman is here as well. The APC ward chairman and the school principals and parents are all here. They are all joining in this self-effort program. We've also said that aside from this, there's still a parcel of land that new schools can be built in. But we're also looking at ways of maybe converting it into like a farmland where the students can start learning entrepreneurial, agri-economics. So they plant and maybe they can serve those proceeds or the the crops for them for lunch or breakfast. So we're looking at that. So in the fullness of time, we're also looking at maybe supplying them with those seeds that they can use to start agriculture.
What would be your position when it comes to development of education in Nigeria and probably in the sub-Sahara Africa? But development of education in Nigeria, how would you describe how far have we gone?
We haven't done too well because education is the bedrock of every society. If you look at Singapore, for instance, they don't have any natural resource, but what they have is education, they have skills, so they export services. So with a population of about 180 million people, we shouldn't be where we are today. So we need to focus and channel more energy into education. So I believe that the forthcoming budget should really make education as a priority for Nigerians. If you also look at the demographics of Nigeria, 70% of our people are youth. So we need to encourage them and give them basic, strong foundation to allow them blow up. Because, again, I always say that the position of Nigeria in the map of Africa, we are the trigger. So if the trigger works, the entire African continent works. So education, the importance of education can never ever be emphasized.
Now, I want to believe that this is the very of the project. All right, let's quickly talk about the Back to School initiative. Fantastic work there. I was present. I saw you getting involved, carrying sand. At a point in time, you were holding the saw, cutting the wood. And, you know, it was extremely participatory. And I kept on wondering, I mean, is this what grassroots politics, is this an epitome? Is this what it should be? I haven't seen this, in a very long time from an honorable. We see them up there, you know, but having an opportunity to have been present there, and I saw the Back to School initiative. The children will be going back to school next Monday, and they are just going to be witnessing a brand new environment. Very conducive for learning. Now, the Back to School initiative, what informed this?
Yeah, it's not really politics, but it's service. It is what everybody should be doing. Everyone should adopt a school and give back. You know, the alumni of that school we went to are so eager to participate. They've been telling us that the next time we come, we would be overwhelmed by whatever they see. So it's a message that we're trying to pass over to all alumni or all officers of government, not just legislators, that you can all adopt a school. Everyone grew up from somewhere, some district. So if everybody gives back to that community, the over-dependence on government would reduce, and it would also make government more accountable and more proactive.
Well, this is good. I mean, upgrading the structures, the learning environment for the students is beautiful, and we commend you for that also. But are you also looking at upgrading the curriculum? Because we've seen now that there's a huge disparity between children who attend government schools and children who attend private schools. Children who attend private schools get to learn better in terms of the scope of what they're being taught. It's more upgraded than those who attend public schools. So is this also aimed at improving their curriculum?
Yes, to the best of my knowledge. I'm not an expert in curriculum and stuff, but I know that we also need to inculcate entrepreneurial skills or learning in our kids. Because I showed you, there's an example of a little boy that came whose father is a carpenter. So he also came there to assist. So we said that we'll form a gang, maybe much later. We would ask that guy to mentor other students in the school so that they can be handy.
So the concentration will be given to skills acquisition,
As
transfer of skills and training.
Yes, as well. That is what I think
Like
should be
technical
inculcated
into the current
school
curriculum.
Yeah, that's right.
Because the educational curriculum in Nigeria, except schools don't interpret it properly, I think it hasn't really changed from what we used when we were in school back in the days. And I went to a public school, and I grew up in a Butemeta, and I went to to public school there. And I mean, glory be to God, we have become what we are today. And I know.
To add to that, I went to a public school myself, and I remember I did some courses abroad. And in most cases, the most difficult questions couldn't be answered by a lot of those foreigners. I, the Lagos boy, would stand up and answer most difficult questions. And I wasn't the best in my school grades. I didn't have the best grades. But then everybody would gather around and say, hey, where did you know that from? I said, from school. I said, which school? I would say, I went to LASU. They said, nah, that I probably didn't live in Nigeria, that maybe I'm a UK-based Nigerian. But I would say, no, I learned all that in Nigeria. So we have the skills, but I think we only need to go a step higher, a little bit. Then we can rule the world. Nigeria has so many talented people. If you look at the amount of Nigerians doing well abroad, you will weep for Nigeria. We're not supposed to be where we are today.
All right. Now, let's quickly talk about politics in Nigeria, and then we come back to Lagos. How would you describe politics in Nigeria today? Do you think our democracy is evolving? Are we growing? I mean, Ishama talked about money politics and conscience politics. That's the way I've always put it. Do people really pick candidates or follow candidates, or their representative at a point in time before elections? Not because of what, because in Ikorodu constituency, I had opportunity to speak with people, and I was told that, see, it's about genuineness. People saw the genuineness, they saw the sincerity. Because I remember at a point in time, because I covered, in Cool TV during the elections, and at a point in time, information was reaching us. When the presidential election was on, Buhari was just up there, and at the same time, you were topping. And so, I mean, at that moment, I started feeling, I think all the things that have been said about this young man is beginning to play out, because the election result eventually was enormous. It was Gangachuan. Let me put it that way. And I think that was actually born out of genuine politics, representation, and talking to the people and letting them see sincerity. Or there were some incentives that actually went with it.
I would say that the people know, they see, they smell sincerity. I visited Ikorodu has one of the biggest constituencies in Lagos. Ikorodu Federal Constituency has 30 wards, second only to Alimosho. So I visited all the nooks and crannies. I met all the people. I wasn't lazy.
Was this
I took my message
during the election?
No,
way before.
Way before.
Way before.
Yes.
Okay.
I took my message to the people, and like I always say, they can smell, feel, touch sincerity. So they saw me as an arrowhead of someone who can actualize
someone who can represent
their aspirations. So glory be to God, and probably I had the favor of God and grace on me. So, like I always say, I'm not the best person to have come out of Ikorodu, and I'm sure there are thousands of people better than me, but maybe God
it's just time.
Yeah,
it's just your time. All right, let's go on our second break. When we come back, we'll be approaching the last lap of the show, and JB will still be in the studio. We'll be right back. All right, we're back, and it's still Crossfire with Dakwa Anishoma. JB's in the studio, and we were trying to talk about Nigerian politics and all of that. Now, change has finally come, and you rode on that mantra too. And I know it is the people of Ikorodu that are meant to enjoy this part of the change. This time you said, you made a statement. I mean, before the election, and you said, people are saying that. I mean, do you think you're going to win here? And you're trying to tell them. You said, I think so. I believe very strongly in my ideologies and what I stand for, and I believe that I'm going to come out tops. And so some people were asking, won't you just stop? Won't you just stop, because things doesn't seem, because there was an attack at a place, I think, was that Eita or something,
yeah.
and all of that, and you were saying, anyway, that was just an attempt. Thank God they didn't succeed, and I'm not going to stop until I see smiles on the people of Ikorodu. That was touching. That was quite touchy. And so I'm beginning to feel that, I mean, the Ikorodu people are in for a very, fantastic time, during your time. What's the next phase of the project that you'll be embarking upon in Ikorodu?
We've got lots of laudable projects where we have planned. Pretty soon we're going to be opening our constituency office. Therein, we're trying to house a job center. We're also trying to put in place a database of secondary school people who are indignant and can't gain admission into the university. So we hope to try as much as possible to influence or assist them.
Probably coach them in
getting admission.
Yeah.
Yes, so we have that.
But would that be limited to only residents of the corridor axis or indigents? Which?
No. I don't discriminate between residents
and indigents.
I call them constituents. Yeah. So it's either.
It's open
it's free
to.
It's open to.
So it's not just going to be about the Yoruba people in Ikorodu.
Let me explain something to you. Okay. As a legislator, I have a pan-Nigerian agenda. I'm passionate about Boko Haram as well, because I know that whatever happens to the people in the northeast.
We need to quickly take this call before you continue. Alex, good morning.
Good morning, Engineer Dapo. Good morning, Barrister Ishoma.
Good morning.
Thank you. Thanks for calling.
And good morning, Honorable Benson.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, I'm happy you are on the crossfire today, because I look at you as a new breed politician. Particularly, you are currently having a stint at the lower House of Representatives. I want to believe that I don't see you as a fighting legislator, because your mean facial appearance seems to suggest that you are a gentleman. Please encourage your colleagues not to go to the Halo Chamber to start buffing. Come out with laws, come out with policies that will benefit with the ordinary masses of the Nigerians. And having said that, this issue of about the CBS policy of physical control, for instance, people are already crying. You see, I want to credit Professor Charles Soludo for introducing stability by emerging banks. And then I give kudos to the present Emir of Kano for introducing the electronic banking system. So if Soludo is aware that one of the, because it's always becoming the Nigerian monetary affair. It's like we are virtually going into the era of using dollars, pounds, and all this foreign money. People buy things in our market, which shouldn't be so at all. I remember in the 70s, the value of the naira is higher than higher than dollar, higher than British pound. It is after the Caribbean, the military incursion into politics in Nigeria, under a masses didn't really know what they did with our naira, and then the whole thing came crashing. I know of a giant construction firm in Nigeria today. Nigerian government during the military, we are paying them with crude oil. When they now discover that it is adversely affecting the Nigerian economy, they resort to paying Nigeria. At the time, it was already becoming too late.
All right.
So, everything the present CBN governor should do to introduce a new lease of life into the fiscal policy of this country should be done, not minding who is crying, because at the end of those people crying now, they don't even belong to the masses. They are the noble riches.
All right.
So, exchange of the naira or anything does not affect the common man like I. Do you know that, Paul? It was only a white man in those days who gave me Dutchman. That is the last I see of foreign currency. But go to Abuja here, go to some of the supermarkets, they welcome hard currency.
All right.
So everything should be done to sanitize the foreign market policy.
All right. Thank you very much, Alex, as usual. Thank you for your insightful
Thank you so much, Alex.
All right, let's take this next call quickly. All right, so let's move on here. You saw what Alex said.
Yes, it's in line with what I said. He's supporting government, the CBN's government policies. But like I said, I put the caveat that I believe it's in the interim.
Okay.
So a fuller package that would make Nigerians and Nigeria happy is probably in the works, yeah.
All right. Now, on the last note, let's take your last word. What should Ikorodu Federal Constituency be expecting from JB?
I've always said it, and I've been consistent, that Ikorodu, I care, and my job is to put smiles on their faces. Correct. And I won't relent on doing that until all my ideas and ideology has been achieved in the House of Reps. We, particularly Ikorodu, they want all the LCDAs registered as local governments,
as LGAs.
Inserted in the Constitution as LGAs. We're also fighting to make Lagos attain a special status, because that in itself would attract a lot of investments into Lagos and also help curb the unemployment scourge we have. We're looking at attracting federal presence into Ikorodu. We don't have a medical.
I may quickly have to take this question on our Facebook. Okay. Somebody just sent some. Are we going to have another road into Ikorodu? Are we going to have is it possible to have another road going into Ikorodu?
To ease of traffic?
Yes, I think the governor of Lagos State has said it himself that he wants to have more lane into the Toy King Ekpe Road. I mean, it's one of the cardinal things he wants to do, so that would open Ikorodu up through Ekpe, and that's going to be another...
So you won't have to go through Ikorodu Road?
Yes, and if you recall, I moved the motion in the House of Reps about 3-4 weeks ago, asking the federal government to, Ministry of Works and FEMA to reconstruct or rehabilitate the Ikorodu-Shagamu Road. It's in a deplorable state. Thankfully, our Honorable Sunai Agumbiade used his influence to bring the Lagos State Public Works Bureau to come and patch it up. But I believe that road as well, if the federal government looks at it kindly,
it's been in a very bad state.
Yeah, it's going to also help reduce the stress of coming into Ikorodu. I mean, the speaker, there's a resolution.
No Fort Mainland Bridge.
Oh, Fort Mainland Bridge is coming, but you know, we live in very interesting times. You know, in the 70s, you'll recall that the president or the governors will wake up and wish for National Theatre. They will get it. They will wish for the National Stadium. And they will get it. Yeah. They will wish for bridges, Carter Bridge, and blah, blah, blah. Then it was easy. Nowadays, you need to save up and you need to borrow. And you need to tax people. You know, those are very difficult.
To pay those monies back.
That's right. Those are very difficult decisions to take, and it takes time to get it into fruition. But I know that the government is looking favorably at starting and completing the Fort Mainland Bridge.
Okay, please, I need to ask a favor of you on national TV. Now, the security and welfare of Nigerians is paramount. That should be paramount to every member or every member who works with the government. Now, can you please use your good office to draw the attention of the state government and the federal government to please put in a ban on probably the operation of heavy-duty trucks on our highways and even through interstate roads through certain hours of the day to protect the lives of Nigerians? Would that be done?
Yes, I believe that the governor...
Remember, Nigerians are watching and they will hold you accountable.
I believe the governor of Lagos State has already directed a ban on those trucks. Okay. I think they're supposed to ply the roads from 6 p.m.
But they're not obeying that.
They're not obeying
They're not obeying that. Can't we have a federal law?
We have to go
Can't we have a federal law that puts a ban on this to protect Nigerians across the nation?
I promised Nigerians that I'll take that up on the floor of the House when we reconvene.
All right. Thank you so much. We have been talking to JB. JB is Honorable Babajimi Benson, representing the Ikorodu Federal Constituency. And we have really had a nice time in the studio. Thank you so very much, Honorable. Nice having you with us. This is how far we'll go on the show today. We'll be back tomorrow with another very interesting episode. Do join us.
So, did you like what you just saw? I know you did. It's very simple. If you want to see more, just subscribe to our channel right now.